I guess I'm gonna have to give up on my cameo for Slow Loop. I was looking throughout the entire school, the entire festival, looking for one of those two girls to show up, and nothing. Unless I missed it. I might have missed it, but obviously seeing that their venue was inside and not outside, like in Slow Loop episode 10, it looks like this isn't gonna be the festival. It's a different festival, so I'm super bummed. But no, a solid episode. Just a really cute, laid-back episode. I mean, we do have some sense in here, seeing that growth in Bocchi, seeing that she is obviously on a stage with a lot of people in the crowd, and she's not completely falling apart yet. But, I mean, even them kind of pointing it out. You know, she's come a long ways. Her first performance was in a box, and now she's about to go on a stage. Yes, of course, she's still nervous and everything, but it was a cute little sign of how she's grown. This was definitely a growth point in Bocchi, and seeing that she's able to finally stay on that stage and not completely fall apart or hide inside of a box is really fantastic. Though she is still technically experiencing a lot of first times in this episode, and the idea of finally going around a festival with all of her friends, and it being a completely different experience. She doesn't normally like this stuff because she's always been alone, but now that she has friends, just like them going out to the beach, very quickly starting to realize, oh, I actually like this. This is something that I really enjoy. She doesn't want it to be over with. She did the same thing with the beach. I didn't want it to be over. I want to keep going because this is so much fun. This is a different experience that I've never had before. But no, let's all admit this entire episode was all a ruse just to get every single one of them mate outfits. I like the beginning of the segment where she's like completely terrified of the band members seeing her, and she didn't say, key point here, she didn't say that she was afraid of her classmates seeing her in a maid outfit. She ran away because she didn't want the band members to see her in a maid outfit. So it's kind of funny in that regard. Kind of realizing, oh wait, she's not talking about anybody else, just her bandmates. She didn't want to be embarrassed in front of them. Then I got a kick out of the fact that she immediately goes to her one safety zone, her one comfort zone, and that is online in her little comment sections, to which, yeah, I never really thought about it. I don't think she's really had any scenes where she's doing anything for Guitar Hero ever since she became a part of this band. That's been her whole focus this entire time was, what can I do to do better? I can't let them down. All this anxiety around the band members. She's completely forgotten about being Guitar Hero. Yeah, technically, you know, Niji Cub points it out and stuff like that, but her herself hasn't been doing anything with this. So I have a bunch of people going, I mean, is Guitar Hero done? Is he dead? Are they gone? Where are they at? So I'm unsubbing. You got to keep up the content, otherwise everybody leaves you. And so she's panicking like, crap, as soon as this is over, I have to do something. Otherwise they're going to forget about me. My one safety, my one escape is disappearing on me. It was a very cute callback. And technically later on in this episode, when everybody realizes how cute she looks inside this maid outfit, it's like turns into this whole thing of like, wow, she's a cash cow. And it's funny because this episode, Ryo was like super after money. Now, granted, Ryo's always struggling for money. That's her whole joke. But it's like the first time we see her like actively going after people for money. Usually she's just asking people for money, but here she's actively going after money. Like she's sick and tired of bumming money, so now she's gonna find any opportunity to make money. But it kind of plays into like everybody. Like I've been seeing so much Bocchi art over the last like 3 weeks. Like suddenly I don't know where the artist just blew up with Bocchi, and yes, a lot of the art is basically playing out the scenario that Bocchi starts basically becoming like this streamer that shows off everything. And yeah, technically a lot of it was her in like bikinis and stuff like that. And so it's like, I don't know if a lot of the artists got the reference from the manga and they started drawing it long before this came out, or again, they all had the same idea. And yes, the animators had the same idea. I'm sure it's in the manga. But yeah, just pretty much having Bocchi like different outfits in front of a live audience online. Very lucrative business, Bocchi. Ryo's on top of it. And yes, we also got Bocchi pretty much trying to do her enchanting on the Amorite rice, and it failed miserably and shot some, I don't know, toxic goo out of her shot. And of course, Kita has to show off how great she is at it. Over extravagant version of it, which completely works. And yes, like I said, they reference here that they don't have money for like different styles. And like even the Amor rice was like frozen. But the stupid thing that came out of it was like, yeah, we wasted all of our money on the outfits. And then so suddenly out of nowhere, they're like, Kita, can you join us? Yeah, sure. Here's your outfit. And then suddenly Ryo and Nijika jumps into it and they got their own outfits. And I'm like, Well, there's your problem. You wasted all of your money on like 4 extra outfits. Well, technically 3, but that's where all your money went, was like a whole bunch of outfits. Yeah, and they also had the post-apocalyptic hooligans that randomly show up out of nowhere. I love that whole like thing where like the hair is just gliding on the top of the ceiling. And you just can't get anything out of Bocchi because she's just sitting there just in this unconscious state. Somehow manages to tame these guys. We had a solid scene with them practicing, and I really like the scene because they're all kind of pointing out how old Bocchi's guitar is. Kind of surprising it took them this long to kind of point it out. And yeah, she kind of points out, yeah, this is my father's guitar. Oh, is he going to be there? I was really curious if it's going to be one of those things where we come to find out like Nijika's like a super big fan, or maybe Nijika's sister is like a super big fan of her father's. I don't think we really had any kind of reference to how popular his father was, if it's just like a small band. I think it mentioned that it was just a small band that he kind of gave up for his family and everything, but it'd be really interesting to see that somebody knows who he is and like super big fans of him. But the thing that I found interesting in the scene is at some point she notes that Kita, there's something about her. Like she looks different in a way. And it really did seem like Kita was just kind of really into it. She's very worn out. But Bocchi is sort of noting something different. And I wonder if it's going to be one of those things where, is there a chance that Kita herself is either nervous about performing? Because I've kind of sort of believed that there's going to be a point which we realize that Kita's not as confident as she seems. We sort of get indications of it here and there, that she is bubbly, but there's always kind of an insecure side to it, but we haven't really kind of delved into it. And I'm curious if that's going to be something that we're going to see. Everybody's shouting for Kita when they get on the stage, but is she that confident in herself, or is she just always pushing herself to be confident? But yeah, they finally get on the stage, and then it cuts like, what a bad spot to leave it. But again, we technically only have one more episode, so next week is the finale, unfortunately, and that makes sense that their big performance at the festival will be on the last episode. I'm hoping they do a really good job of showing the performance. Obviously, it seems like Cloverworks has been doing a really great job of the series so far, so I have no doubts that we'll have at least a really fantastic performance, really great music in there as well. I'm really looking forward to it. But some other things that I forgot to note. I love like they had this whole segment where Kita like lays out the ecosystem of Bocchi and how places that she hides, it has to be a place where there's nobody there. It's got to be a place that's like damp and gloomy or something like that. And then when they finally find Hattori, they're all covered in dirt. When they first showed up, you could see a leaf on Nijika's head, and I'm like, why is there a leaf on her head? Oh yeah, they were talking about the fact that she could be like in some brush or something like that. So they're looking around in like brush and stuff, trying to find her. And then Kita mentioned some fact about, oh, I'm glad we found her because that means me looking through all the trash cans was a worthy cause. Like they've been checking all the trash cans because that's where Bocchi hides in. And yeah, the haunted house, I want to note that like the fact that everybody goes in there and they're screaming and they're scared or whatever. And the moment that Bocchi goes in there, she's not terrified by the ghost. She's terrified by the screams of other people. Like it's just the fact that there's a public right here and that's what scares her, not the ghost. But no, solid episode, just a lot of build up for what's to come, and I'm super excited for next week, the finale. I hope you guys will join me for that. But no, just a really solid episode around the setup, but also, like I said, getting a little more that payoff of Bocchi, that payoff that we've been kind of searching for this entire time. Not that I think that next episode, it's like Bocchi's up there and she is, all of her anxiousness, all of her anxiety is gone. No, I don't think that's going to be the case, but it is a huge step, again, for her. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what you thought of the episode, subscribe to the channel if you're not already so you can get all my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top lists. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you noticed the slow loop girls in the episode and I missed it, let me know. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon link, a tips link, and a super thanks button down below. I greatly appreciate it, but it does, and y'all take care.